Hey everyone, I'm Fox 26 meteorologist Allison Gargaro, and I just want to go through the tropics because there's a lot going on and all eyes are on major hurricane Beryl. I mean, take a look at this well-defined eye. This is not something that we're used to seeing in June. And I have some more details on records for you in just a minute, but this is like a hurricane that we would usually see in August, if not September, but it became a major hurricane this morning. And I want to let you know it's likely going to continue to strengthen. So our latest advisory and new track coming out at 10 o'clock this morning on this Sunday before the 4th of July. We're looking at peak sustained winds at 120 miles per hour. But take a look at the next 24 to 48 hours. That's where it's likely going to continue to strengthen and become a Category 4 storm. Now, this is saying sometime late tonight, if not tomorrow morning. Then it's going to be making its way toward the Windward Islands. We're already monitoring hurricane warnings down there and continuing up the islands. Now, where we are seeing this cone is likely where the center of circulation will be. That's not showing just how far spread the winds and the rain will be, those outer impacts that we always talk about with these hurricanes. Take a look, makes its way, continues over the warm waters of the Caribbean. We're likely going to be seeing sustained winds peaking at about 140 miles per hour, and then likely going to be moving very close to the island of Jamaica. That's where it loses a bit of steam. I mean, not by much, still a Category 2 hurricane by Thursday morning, and then it makes its way over the Yucatan on Friday. Now, when we see land interaction, especially over some mountainous terrain, it helps to tear apart or decrease the intensity of the storm. But I want to let you know that a portion of the Gulf of Mexico is in that cone. Now let's talk about those records like I mentioned. So the earliest major hurricane, which would be Category 3 or greater to form, was back in 1966. That was Alma of June 10th, so early June at that. But the earliest Category 4 storm, so again, it would already have become major, but the earliest time that a hurricane has reached category strength was Hurricane Dennis, and that was back on July 8th of 2005. So if we do see Category 4 strength, which is likely with Beryl, that would be the earliest time that we have seen a Category 4 storm form in the Atlantic. So this is likely going to be record breaking, and there's not much stopping it, at least for right now. There's some areas of high pressure to the north in the Atlantic, and that's helping to steer this staying off to the south. It's also not running into any of the Saharan dust, which usually we see large plumes, which don't make it conducive for tropical development. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Now, as it moves into the Caribbean Sea, like we mentioned, maybe losing a bit of steam, but that doesn't mean that we still couldn't see some of that development potentially moving into the Gulf. So here we go with our exclusive Fox model. There is Beryl. As it passes by, if not interacts with Jamaica, it begins to lose a bit of steam, and then it heads toward the Yucatan Peninsula. So we're watching that. Again, this is Beryl, and take a look behind me. This is the potential for even another tropical system. And if that does become named, Chris is the next name on the list. And as you can see, they're pretty much in the exact same line, meaning it would be moving over the same warm waters and potentially be able to regain that speed. So our Fox model really has been doing a good job at showing that this would likely be at the end of the week, but any Gulf development that we could see from Beryl would likely be coming next weekend. So here you go. That is that secondary tropical wave, which has a high 70% chance for development. There's also something that we are watching over the Yucatan actually right now that could develop in the southern Gulf. Again, there's not a ton of real estate there before it would move into Mexico, so there is the chance that it could become a tropical depression, something that we'll watch for you closely. But I want to show you that tropical wave. And If anything, it would be a broad area of low pressure, nothing like what we're seeing with Beryl. But again, it just takes a bit more time for it to, get its act together, get organized. So that's something that we'll be watching for closely. But here we go with the Yucatan and Southern Gulf. That's where we could be seeing that potential further development. And once again, our exclusive Fox model does a pretty good job at showing it moved right into Mexico. So I'd say the United States not going to be seeing any impacts from this tropical wave. But if you just take a look once again, here we go with Beryl. It's going to be popping out here, and just widespread impacts of the really strong winds. Obviously, it's moving pretty quickly, and that heavy rain across the Caribbean. Now, I've been showing you our exclusive Fox model, but I also want to show you our American GFS model. This is Beryl, and this is going to be that system just behind it. So take a look. It's a very similar track to what we've been seeing with our Fox model, but the GFS has it maybe making its way a bit further east, meaning could be turning to the north a little bit, meaning it could be making its way into the Gulf of Mexico here. Again, I want to let you know that this is going to be late next week and into next weekend. So we still have some time. We're talking several hours out, and models really differentiate between model runs. This is just the latest that we've seen. So please stick with us here at Fox 26 as we're going to continue to bring you these updated models, as it's important. You need to know, because remember, Thursday is the 4th of July. Are folks down visiting their family along the Gulf Coast? Are they in Mexico on a cruise? I mean, whatever it is, you're going to be with family and friends, and we want to make sure that you are staying informed with the latest. So again, Beryl right now, Category 3, likely to become a Category 4 hurricane as it is strengthening in the warm waters of the Atlantic and then soon to be moving into the Caribbean. If we do see one of those other 2 tropical waves that I mentioned become a named storm, Chris will be the next on the list. And a friendly reminder that every day we have a tropical forecast for you. You can find it on our YouTube page, Fox 26 Houston, or head over to our website, or even on our free Fox Local app. That's going to be the best way to watch so that you will be updated. And 4 o'clock here Eastern time is when we do get an updated track for Beryl. That will be the next track for us. So make sure you stick with us. As always on Fox 26, we're here to keep you informed and safe. Have a great rest of your day, everyone.